I don't consider myself to be a particularly cowardly person. And some of the stuff that I do is actually some of the stuff that normal people are afraid of. So, for an example, the whole boxing thing where I spar people every weekend. Like normal people would be afraid of those sorts of things. And for normal people, like getting into a fight is like the worst case scenario. But for me, with repetition and with doing it quite a lot, I kind of got to the point where it no longer scares me. And it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna get punched in the face. I've been punched in the face quite a lot, so it just doesn't really scare me anymore. But the one thing that I still cannot get over, and the one thing that still scares me, even with repetition, is talking to women. Like, I am so bad when it comes to talking to women. And whenever I would try to talk to a woman, it always ends up being this like awkward thing where I cannot really express myself properly and where I just end up stumbling over my words. And I've talked to women quite a lot during my life, but still somehow like I'm very bad at it. So even with repetition, it doesn't seem to get better. Also, women are so confusing. So for example, there is this blonde chick at the gym. And at some point I noticed that she's like looking at me from time to time at like random moments where I'm not even like nearby. She would go out of her way to like turn around and look at me when she thinks that I don't see her looking at me. And at some point I decided, well, maybe she likes me, maybe she wants me to talk to her. So I walk up to her and I start talking to her. And the conversation is absolute dog shit. Like you can see that she's confused, you can see that she doesn't really want to talk to me. And that is a little bit confusing for me because like then why the fuck are you looking at me? Because there are only two potential scenarios. Why is it that she's looking at me? Either she thinks that I'm cute, which doesn't seem to be the case because she's not overly interested in talking to me, or she thinks that I look mentally challenged and I do something weird when I'm at the gym. And most probably it is the scenario where she probably thinks that I'm somewhat mentally challenged or that I'm weird, and that's why she's looking at me. But like I can never really differentiate the two. And I did try to talk with her like a couple of times, and it always just ends up being this like weird uncomfortable thing where it's confusing. But then she keeps on looking at me as I do my stuff at the gym, as I walk around, as I train. So I'm very confused with what is it that she wants. Is she just looking at me because I'm a weirdo, which is probably the case and which is a very, very likely scenario. Or she kind of likes me, but maybe she's just bad at communication. But I'm also bad at communicating with people that I don't know. So it just ends up being this like awkward me trying to talk to her not really knowing what is it that she should say, and it's just like a bad dynamic. So yes, very confusing, and I generally do not know what is it that I should do with this. And I mean, I know what is it that I should do. I'm just probably gonna keep on saying hi to her, but I'm no longer going to try to engage her into a conversation because that doesn't seem to be a good time for neither one of us. But yeah, very confusing, and like I'm so bad with also understanding these kind of things because like quite often my ego would also kind of start taking the wheel with these kind of things, and I'm like, oh, she should like me, right? She must like me. I mean, I'm a good looking guy. But I mean, most women are not really going to be all that interested in talking to you. And even if you're going to be like a somewhat reasonably good looking guy, still this all of this is happening at the gym. So they are there primarily to work out, and quite often women at the gym are not really going to be interested in talking to guys because, well, first of all, they're working out, they're sweaty, they're dirty, like they're occupied with something that they're actively trying to do. So it's just generally not a good environment to try to find somebody to talk to. And some people are okay when it comes to communicating at the gym, but it's just like I hate it when I end up in these kind of situations where I'm talking to a person that is not really that motivated to like talk to me back, and it's just like me trying to drag a conversation that is like very clearly not going anywhere, and then I quite quickly jump off the conversation and just leave. But then also sometimes you have these like amazing moments where you have a conversation with somebody and it's very clear that this person is also quite good when it comes to like managing a conversation and they're actively communicating back. So that is like my favorite scenario where I end up talking with somebody that actually wants to talk to me first of all, and then secondly, this person is just good when it comes to like navigating a conversation, because I'm not that good when it comes to this. I'm getting a little bit better, but it's still like a learning experience. So that just makes everything so much easier when like it works out properly. But yeah, I guess the moral of the story is I should fucking stop flirting with women at the gym. That is not the place. But also another problem that I have is like I don't really go anywhere else. Like I go to the office and I'm not going to be flirting with anyone in the office because that's a very easy way to quite quickly get a meeting booked with HR. Then on top of it, like, what is it that I do? I just go to the gym, then I come back home and I eat my food, I watch TV. So like, yeah, it becomes this like difficult thing where like the only place where I could normally socialize with people and with women is the gym, but the gym is also not really a good environment to do this in. Because I feel like if I would be doing this at a bar or like at some kind of a public event outside, it will be so much more easy to do these sorts of things because these places are actually meant for you to communicate with people. And for an example, if a chick goes to a bar, she already kind of knows that most probably there is going to be some communication involved with people that she does not know. So she's mentally prepared and she is willing and able to have these conversations with people. But then when you catch them off guard at the gym where she's not really expecting to have this conversation, quite often they're going to be dismissive and it's just not going to be a good conversation. So yeah, I do need to figure out this aspect of my life, and I do need to find a place where I can like properly communicate with people, because training and improving yourself is good, but also you don't really want to end up being this like weird cave creature that only sits at home, only goes to the gym, and does not really communicate with anyone outside of this realm of activity. Okay, so what is it that I'm up to today? What is the plan for today? So today we are already at midday, so I am already at the office. I came back home to once again eat something, and I'm going to be going back to the office quite soon, which is something you guys already probably guessed, because the 5 of you that actually watch these videos, well, first of all, let me start off by saying I have no idea why the fuck are you guys even watching these videos, because they're not that interesting, but thank you for watching them. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, so the guys that have been watching already know the drill. They already know that I'm going to go back to the office quite soon, and then afterwards it is time for me to go to the gym. So yeah, that is basically exactly what is it that I'm going to do. It is time for me to go back to the office, and then I'll talk to you guys once I'll be done with the gym. So yeah, see you guys then. At this point, it seems like every couple of months there is a new AI trend that for some reason all the women that I have on Facebook simultaneously decide to follow. At one point it was like them making AI pictures of themselves with babies. Then it was something else. Then I think it was like pictures of them in Met Gala dresses. And now it is them in a fucking football game, but this time it's a video. This time it's not a picture. And every single time I see this, I'm just like, fucking stop. Like, why the fuck is this something that we're doing? Because like, okay, I see one picture of this or one video of this, and it takes me like a half a second to realize that it's fake. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is AI. And then I kind of have like this facial expression of a dog that has been shown a magic trick. It's like, like, why is it that I'm even looking at this? And that is the whole reaction. And that is only the like first reaction that I have. Then every other image that I see or every other video that I see afterwards just keeps on pissing me off more and more. And it's like all of them decide this is a trend they're going to follow. One of them does it, and then all of them start recreating this. And then it's just like a fucking endless stream of these AI generated videos that are completely occupying my story feed. And it's just like, why is this something that you want to share? What value does it provide? Like, you're not in a real place. This is the same video that I've seen like 15 times today, just with a different face. It's just like, what are we trying to do with this? Are you showing off how cool you are? But I mean, you generated this video or image with AI. It's clear that's the whole trend. So like, what is it that you're trying to say with this? And then on top of it, like, are you not embarrassed that you kind of have to like fucking AI pictures of you doing stuff and of you attending events that you haven't really been to? Like, what are you trying to show with this? Like, what is it that you're trying to say with this? Are you trying to say that you're like fucking lonely and that you're just sitting at home and that you wish that you would be attending these events? Like, I don't really understand the logic of this. And yeah, I think the like thing that pisses me off the most is just like the sheer volume of it. Because like, okay, if you see like one video of somebody that has like created something with AI, it's like, okay, well, maybe you're just like a little bit like less mentally developed, like maybe you're struggling. Okay, fine, I can ignore it. But then it's when it's like fucking 50 videos in a row, it's just like, why is it that every second story that I see is this now? Like, why is this something that I need to continuously watch? So yeah, no, that kind of shit pisses me off. And it mostly just pisses me off because first of all, I feel like it's embarrassing. Like I would never post anything that I have created with AI with my face on it. It's like, okay, if you create something that is like educational or informational, okay, fine. That is a somewhat reasonable usage of AI. But then when you try to, like, for example, like make yourself muscular or like post pictures of yourself where you look better than you really do, and it's very clearly AI generated, it's just embarrassing. It's just not a good look. It doesn't serve any purpose, and like everyone sees clearly this is AI because that's the whole idea of it. So yeah, no, very confusing, very odd, pisses me off a lot. And every couple of months this happens, and every single time it's something stupid, cringe, and every single time every single woman that I have on Facebook follows this. And it's not only like older women, it's also like fucking women in their like 20s, like 22, 23, 23. For some reason they also feel like this is something that they need to post. It's just like, fucking go and attend an event, do something, like do something interesting, post interesting pictures of you actually participating in something. Don't post this AI slop constantly on my fucking Facebook feed. But yeah, okay, so about today, let's wrap this up a little bit now because, yeah, so today is a fairly exhausting day. Today I am quite tired, and as you can hear, I can actually barely speak because I've been like on like super low energy basically for the entirety of the day, at least the second part of the day. So I've just been like zombie walking, and then I went to the gym. I had somewhat of a reasonable workout because I really kind of switched it on and I really pushed it. But then afterwards, like I was actually at the point where I would be barely able to walk home. I would be like fucking dragging myself. And plus, I also had leg day today, so that doesn't also necessarily help. But today is rough. I am really feeling the diet today. And it's not necessarily indicative of how it's going to be going forward because for some reason I do have these like low energy days, and then I would have a day that is kind of okay, then once again a low energy day, so it kind of goes back and forth. It's not always going to be just me being tired. Also sometimes I actually feel quite decent, so it's odd because supposedly like I should only get more and more tired as time goes by because the calories are just being gradually decreased. But no, I don't know, it's like it's all over the place, so that's just something that I need to manage. But the intrusive thoughts about food, the intrusive thoughts are getting crazy because like I would legitimately spend like an hour a day just like on Uber Eats looking at different restaurants and looking at different like food ideas, and I'm not going to buy most of this. Like, okay, it does serve a purpose in the sense where I found this dope pizza place that I'm going to try out during the next cheat day, but it's also a mental thing. Like I'm actually legitimately just like looking at Uber Eats menus as somebody would look at like adult material. It's like a fetish thing, I feel like, at this point. And that is very odd. I haven't really experienced it to this kind of a degree so far, where I would like legitimately just like scroll around, look at all sorts of interesting restaurants, look at all sorts of interesting foods that I can find. So yeah, that is a very odd thing that I've started to do, and I hope that this is not going to be like a very prominent habit for the entirety of the diet, because that's just weird. Like I don't understand why is it that that's something that I do, and why is it that that's something I'm interested in? Because like you can look at these things when you're actually ordering something. Like you don't need to look at like interesting cheat meals like week in advance before actually having the cheat meal. Like you can just do this when you're actually about to order something. So yeah, no, that is also something that I need to stop. But okay, so today is pretty much over. I'm still probably going to try to do some cardio, and then afterwards I'll already be going to bed because I am tired as fuck today. So I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow, as I always do. So see you guys tomorrow. Don't create AI videos and images of yourself. Don't do that.